inside of yourself. It is a journey of discovering the healer and the teacher that resides within you. Health, and that is the greatest investment. It's all about maintaining physical health, mental clarity, and it promotes spiritual growth. Ayurveda and yoga are the sister sciences. Okay, so the three must-be knowns is Prakruti. Prakruti is fixed. It's what you are born with. It is your nature. It's your unique nature at time of birth. And so that is like, it is just your general nature, right? Then you've got Vikruti with a V, and that is your unique nature that you're going through. Like it's like whatever disease you might have. It's what you're going through. It's your present nature of a patient. That's how we're looking at it. The beauty of Ayurveda is that it is completely individualized. It's never like one size fits all. No, it's like we're looking at variations, variables, time in your life, where you are, how you're feeling physically, emotionally, mentally, where you want to go. Let's tune you up. Let's get you there. Personally, what I love about Ayurveda is that it's they use sound vibration, and it's a genius. There's such a thing called a yantra, and a yantra is basically an image, and it looks like a mandala, but it represents sound. It represents vibration. It's tonal. So Sanskrit is a tonal language. It was originally sung, and it is the language of Ayurveda. And I like to say it's the language made to manifest, so I've in my practice, as long as I've been practicing, we use sound and tone to release emotion and even just energies that we no longer serve us, and it's the easiest way to say it. Ayurveda is always going to optimize according to one's innate wisdom and nature. And so what I just said right there is however you want to take it. There's so many ways to take that. It's personal. This is a personal journey. And again, your Prakruti is your nature. It's fixed. Your Vikruti is your present state, and Ayurveda is like fluctuating in between. That is Ayurveda, is like, it's this wisdom and knowledge that's entirely, it's sequencing, it's searching, it's finding, it's recurrence, right? So it's looking for the intelligence. It's to bring things back into equilibrium. I love the word recurrence. I think it's like my definition of intelligence. We're getting into chapter 1 pretty soon, but we discussed Ayurvedic philosophy, and it's one of the things that there's a few points here. There's 4 of them. Disease reflects the state of our mind and consciousness. Okay. Next point is right. Well, let's just get into that real quick. Disease reflects the state of our mind and consciousness. How many diseases are we experiencing that we created on our own, right? And we'll just get right to it. The definition of health is the ability to take responsibility. The better you can take responsibility, the better in health you are. So responsibility equates to personal power. I like to say health is wealth, and so that just ties right in. People consider wealth power. I also do too, but in a different way. It's not necessarily about money. It's about how you're feeling. Because you could have all the money in the world and feel like crap. What good is that? That's how we take agency over our 5 senses. Again, responsibility. I like the word agency. I put that in instead of responsibility. Last point is a science of personal responsibility. So this is what Ayurveda is. It is a science of personal responsibility. How good can you take responsibility? How good are you at being honest with yourself? So you don't tell stories about yourself or situations that have happened. So you could take responsibility, not make excuses. I gotta say, I got to, after my first day of class, I got to go talk to hang out. I went to go knocked on Carlos Ramon's door, my baseball coach in high school, and The one thing he taught me, which was he left a lasting impression on me in many ways, but this was the one, and I got to share it with him again. And he knew exactly that time and moment. And it was, I said something stupid and flippant, and he stopped me and he told me to shut the F up. And he told me that I'm not an excuse maker. And I was like, you're so right. And he's like, yeah. He's like, so don't even start now. And I was like, you're right. I won't. I'm not an excuse maker, and I hope for all people to just not be excuse makers and take responsibility and get on with life. Let's go. They call it seva, which unwinds karmic deeds, the infliction, the prickling of the ego, selfless service, seva, whatever that looks like. Seva is a good thing. Okay, other points made here. Ayurveda is not a religion. It honors the importance of spirituality, spiritual connection to something greater than yourself. Although it may be universal, it definitely comes from the Hindu realm, but you don't have to practice Hinduism. This is a philosophy. This is a system of health. So it's not a system necessarily of religion. Ayurveda is, right. It is applicable and accessible to anyone's worldview. You could be a Mormon, you could be a Jehovah's Witness, you could be Christian, period, and practice Ayurveda and then not get in the way with your faith with Jesus Christ. What I liken it to is like the great Hindu yogi Yogananda, when he came out to the West, the genius thing that he did, which was that he put Jesus Christ right next to all of his gurus. Okay, so we had to do some reading on Ayurvedic lifestyle, and it's been great. And one quote I got out of that, which was an ounce of practice is worth an ounce of practice is worth a ton of theory. And it makes so much sense. It's all about practicing and practicing and practicing until you master something. Maybe you created your own way in your own style. So brilliant. All right, so now we get into doshas. We touched that today. This is for March 20th here. So doshas are your Ayurvedic constitution. And so what we do is we assess someone's physical structure, we assess your physical function, and we assess your mental function. We're going to get deeper into the doshas. She just lightly touched over them. They change as we age. They change as we go through stages, right? And that's what they represent. There's the 5 great elements: ether, air, fire, water, earth. It's some of my favorite subjects right there. There's 20 great qualities, from hot and cold, moist and dry, and everything in between: heavy and light, gross and subtle, dense and flowing. So I'm going to be making a diagram out of this stuff and adding it to the book that I've been working on and writing. A little bit on each element. Ether, it represents space. I like to say potential. Air is ether in motion, wind, breath, thought. Fire rules vision, heat, light, transformation, purity. But I like to say digestion, right? So rules digestion, the way we assimilate even thoughts. Water is all about emotional flow. How good or how not so great are we at that? And earth is materialization and just manifestation, just crystallization. There you go.